listening to Bad Decisions with Jas. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, you're listening to Season 2, Episode 12 on Bad Decisions with Jas. Welcome to my podcast and to the shit show in which I call my life. No cap, that's all facts. That rhymed kind of a little bit for the most part, but hello. I know you guys all want me to get into today's topic because the title itself, that's crazy. What is happening? But I have weekly updates first. So I've been breaking in my wedding shoes and that's been great. Bruises all over my feet. We love that. I feel like I forgot to walk in heels, which is sad, but oh well. I mean, I wear gym shoes most of the time, so like what? I don't know how to walk in heels. I've also been posting a lot more on Instagram because I don't know, I'm bored. Hubby is out of town right now and I am just like bored. So I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I have nothing else to do. I have nowhere to go. I have no one to see. So I'm just gonna look cute. So I've been posting like a lot of TikToks, a lot of Instagram posts, and it's been great. Your girl is living her best life. I just feel like this weekend, since he's gone, is like my self-care weekend. I get to do whatever I want. Like, if I want to post pictures, I'm gonna post some fucking pictures, you know? And that's just like how I feel. But also, you will notice if you're watching me on YouTube that I am wearing all green today. Your girl is dressed up in green. Thank you, Lululemon. One day I will be sponsored by you, but all Lululemon here in green, different shades of green, and the camera makes it look a little blue at the top area, but it's fine, it's fine. And the reason for that is because although Wednesday will not be the mental health awareness designated day of the year, today in which I'm recording it is. So I felt as though we would switch it up a little bit and I would wear green to honor it. My podcast is mental health awareness. That's literally what my podcast is helping everyone in their mental health journeys and trying to relate with them and having them relate with me and trying to give them guidance to better themselves and be better, which leads us into today's topic. So, being in a now committed relationship entirely, this podcast was inspired by me, okay? Because I'm the cheater. Now, that sounds really bad when I say that, but I have been in many relationships in my life, and I have not always been faithful in them. In fact, my first faithful relationship is the one that I'm in now, and we're gonna dig into why it's like that. Like, why did I do that? And basically, I'm just trying to better myself, okay? I just want to understand why I did it, because I never want to be in those situations again. I want to avoid them at all costs, and I'm just trying to understand it. It's kind of coming out of a box right now. So I figured I'm just gonna sit back and make a podcast, because maybe you're like me. Maybe you understand exactly where I'm coming from, and you want to understand why you did what you did and how to avoid it again in the future. So I don't know, I learned a lot researching this topic, which our source for today is psychologytoday.com, which I have been using them a lot because I feel like they get the emotional aspects and the scientific aspects of it. I don't know, they've been doing pretty well for me lately, so I'm sticking with them for now. We'll see how that goes. But are you a cheater? Let's frickin' find out, shall we? The definition is to act unfairly or dishonestly. It's an adjective to describe an unfaithful action in an exclusive relationship. So, if you're not in an exclusive relationship, then basically you can take everything I'm about to say, put it in a freaking trash bag and throw it away, because it's strictly for like exclusive relationships. People who say, you are the only one I'm seeing and I want to be the only one that you're seeing, and they agree to it, okay? You guys celebrate anniversaries and stuff, and literally sometimes cheating doesn't even have to be like on one person. Like, it could be like friendships, like not relationships, I mean. It could be like friendships, okay? Like, you're cheating on your friendships, or you're cheating at work, or I don't freaking know, okay? But I'm aware that I'm talking out of my ass. But it could be friendships, I know that for sure. I mean, if one friend says, I don't want you to be friends with this person for this reason, and they do it anyways, I kind of feel like that's cheating, because then they have to keep that friendship a secret, and nobody likes that. Nobody likes a secretive friendship, or a secretive relationship in general. But anyways, I'm rambling. Hello. So to understand why someone cheated, why they did what they did, or why you yourself cheated, you kind of have to go back to like the psychology, the mental health of it, and figure out what happened and why it came to that point to begin with. That way you know next time, okay, this can be avoided. Thank you to psychology today, because they really did make this topic come to life, because girl knows nothing, okay? If you're anything like me, then you would kind of want to know the why. Why did I cheat? Or if you've ever been in a relationship where the other person cheated, then you're going to ask yourself, why did they cheat? And you kind of want to understand the mental aspect of it, like what was going through their mind that caused them to cheat, okay? There are 8 reasons why someone could cheat, and we're gonna go through all 8 reasons. The first one is anger. Maybe this person or you are seeking revenge on something that the other person did to you, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean that they had to cheat on you, but maybe this one time they sent a scandalous text message, or maybe I don't even know. Like, why would you want to seek revenge by cheating on somebody who, like, what I wrote here, how about we get to this, is you're seeking revenge from a disagreement, or maybe your partner was unfaithful in your eyes prior to when you were exclusive, but in your eyes, you were exclusive. Does that even make sense? So basically, the person that you're with was talking to someone else, right? Before you guys put a title on it, but to you, in your mind, because you had already gone for this person, you cheated, because to you that was unfaithful and it was cheating. So you thought, I'm just gonna seek revenge. And I feel like at that point you should probably just dip out the relationship. I mean, but I'm gonna get ahead of myself. Number 2, self-esteem. Feeling better about yourself. This is a huge one, okay? So self-esteem, it's so much, it's self-love, okay? Do you love yourself enough? And that's where self-esteem can come from. Do you respect yourself enough? Do you want yourself enough? I mean, honestly, you have to ask yourself, would I date me? And I mean, I know my answer, but but I'm just saying, you have to ask that, and you have to be honest and transparent about it. But sometimes it could be self-esteem based on like the other partner. So if you're if you think that you're not beautiful, I should say, but you think your partner is extremely gorgeous, completely out of your league, that would create so many self-esteem issues. But then again, that also goes back to self-love and knowing your own worth. I don't know. It all is self-esteem. So I guess you guys can kind of understand what I'm saying. I guess I'm just trying to explain it. But the second reason for that falls under self-esteem is maybe independency. Maybe you feel as though your independency has been stripped a little bit, and you can rebel by cheating. So that would be another reason why you would want to cheat. Number 3, lack of love. So maybe something in the relationship, the dynamic has significantly changed to the point where you feel as though there's no longer love in it. It's just kind of like, well, we're just kind of binded together now. We've just kind of gotten comfortable with each other. Whatever the case may be, now it's like, well, there's not really any love anymore. So that would be a huge reason on why someone would cheat. Maybe they just feel like this person no longer appreciates me, or this person makes me feel insignificant, or this person makes me feel irrelevant, or this person, you know what I mean? So it like kind of just goes on and on. Number 4, low commitment. So I was very stuck on this one, because I was just like, well, if you get into a relationship, then don't you know that there's a significant amount of commitment you need to make to that person? But I don't know. Some people are different. Some people think differently. It was on the list. I'm gonna say my piece with it. Again, don't understand it. Don't come for me. But it's feeling as though you don't want to be held down, or not putting an official title on it. So again, if you don't put a title on your relationship, then does it actually is it actually a relationship, okay? Now, I know there's a lot of gray area in that question because you can live together, you can have the same bills together, you can have the same phone line together, you can have a joint bank account, but if you guys never specifically said, yeah, we're exclusive, we're dating, it's just him and I, it's just her and I, then is that a relationship, and does your other person value it as a relationship, as it is, or is it just like, we're just kind of cohabiting, I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna shut up. But number 5, need variety. Wow, this is intense. But okay, so from personal experience, not like my personal experience, but just from what I've seen in my 24 years of existence, needing variety is a very big one for individuals who get into relationships at a very young age and kind of like grow up together. You know what I mean? They need variety because they're fully aware that there's an entire world of people, billions of people that they could be, you know, learning about and discovering, and instead they're kind of just tied down because their young mind decided, I want him or I want her, but that wasn't the case later down the line. But I feel like the longer you're with someone, the more shit you guys have together, to put it frankly. You know what I mean? So cheating, needing variety, I'm older now, I want something new, and that's a huge thing for some couples and some people. Number 6, neglect. My partner is being emotionally distant. Yeah, I think this is a really shitty reason to cheat. I think you should sit down with your partner and understand why they're being so emotionally distant, why they're not the same way that they were, why the dynamic changed. You should really communicate that with your partner before you cheat, because I think it's fucked up to cheat for selfish reasons. I mean, obviously something's going on with your partner. You agreed to be in a relationship with this partner, with this person, and if they're emotionally distant, if something's off about them, you should care about that enough to want to know what's going on. Why do they feel that way? What's wrong with them? You know what I mean? That's a effed up reason to cheat on someone. I'm just being honest, okay? Now, no judgment here ever. There's no judgment on my podcast ever, but I'm being honest. I think that you should sit down and talk with your partner about it. Number 7, sexual desire. One person having a higher sex drive than the other can be a huge reason a partner cheats. Maybe they're not, I'm jumping ahead, nope. Okay, number 8, situational awareness. I was drunk, I was high, I was overwhelmed, I wasn't thinking clearly. I mean, those are all reasons, and depending on how the person receives it on the other end of that conversation, then that will dictate how the situation was. But situational awareness, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get a little too blacked out and you just forget, okay? Been there, done that. I've done it plenty of times, okay? So now that we have gone to the 8 reasons why, we can really get into the tea. So most of the time when someone cheats, and I think I saw a 62% or something like that on psychology.com, you can check it, don't quote me. I know it's like in the 60s percentile. Most of the time when someone cheats, they're looking for some kind of fulfillment. Some kind of missing fulfillment in their current relationship. So they're seeking out other people to go get that fulfillment, whatever that case may be. Maybe they're looking for their self-esteem to be boosted, for their ego to be stroked. Maybe they were drunk when it happened. Maybe they just feel like they're not independent anymore. Maybe they're just insecure. You know, it just kind of all depends on the situation and what happened. Based on my personal experience, it wasn't because I didn't care to commit with the person. It was that I was not being fulfilled in those crucial aspects in a relationship that I needed fulfillment from. I wasn't, and I'm not just saying like, oh, that's what she said, you know, I'm saying like emotional fulfillment. I wasn't getting that in my previous relationship. So what did I do? I went out and your girl did her thing. I mean, what else would I have done? And the issue with that was, well, you're probably gonna ask me, Jazz, why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just get out of those relationships? And the issue that I had with that, the issue that I had with each one of those relationships that I was not faithful in, is that I felt stuck. And they were just, and it was like a multitude of reasons why I wasn't getting that fulfillment. Like I said, it's emotional. I felt like I wasn't independent. I felt like I didn't have any kind of control. But the one control that I always have in this world is my mind and my body. And I think that is why it came to be in those relationships, why I cheated in those relationships, because something was missing. And I didn't know how to process it myself. All I knew is, well, I'm not getting what I want, so I don't know, this person's flirting with me, well, I'm gonna flirt right back. That's how I used to think, for real. And I understand it now, okay? My independency was lacking so much when I was in those relationships. I didn't feel independent. I just felt like I was stuck, and I felt like I couldn't just walk out of this relationship if I wanted to. I just had to kind of stick with it and stick through it because there was so much to me at the time at stake, you know what I mean? But I mean, even my self-esteem, like, am I even good enough for this person? I don't know. And the fact that I couldn't answer it then was kind of like sad, because I shouldn't have to question if I'm good enough for someone. Like, if somebody wants to emotionally fulfill me and fulfill me in other ways, then that's what she said. You know, then they'll do that because I am enough at that point and they care enough to want to do that. So look, your girl's got problems. I'm aware, okay? Hence the whole bad decisions with Jas, all right? You have options, okay? So let's get on with those options. Options for the person that was cheated on. Does that make sense? But not like in my case, because I didn't, you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, options. You obviously have the option to stay or to leave. Now, if you stay, then you need full transparency and honesty. If you stay, you're probably gonna need couples counseling, depending on how long it was or what actually happened and how it made you feel. And, you know, I still recommend couples therapy. It really doesn't matter in this situation. Couples therapy, check. It's not an overnight thing that you'll get over. Now, when I was in the position where I was the one confessing, I was very honest about it, okay? Because I'm not gonna sit here and play games, because nobody's feelings are a game. You cannot play with other people's feelings like that. And I had to learn this the hard way, because it killed me to hurt somebody who was there for me, you know, in their season, the season that was them, you know. But at the same time, it helped me like grow up. It really learned more about myself. Now, I'm not saying go out and cheat. No, I'm saying that know that your actions have consequences. So when I was the one who fessed up to it, I had to be transparent. I had to be honest. I had to show everything. I had to prove that I was not doing it anymore, and that the reason it happened was giving that person the why. You know what I mean? I gave them the why. Now, if you stay, just know that you need that why. Okay, if you're gonna stay with somebody who cheated on you, you need the why. And if they cannot provide it for you, then I would consider that as a red flag, because we know what we're doing. And okay, situational awareness, you can be drunk, but you can also be fully aware of what you're doing drunk. I mean, obviously, you still know your typical motor skills. Plenty of people, and this is so sad to say, but a lot of people still do things that they're not supposed to when they're drunk because they're fully capable. So you're not fully capable when you're drunk. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that your mind still works when you're drunk. You're not incapable, is what I'm saying. Okay, so I don't know, again, it really does have to do with the situation and how the person receiving this information feels afterwards. Now, it could have been that for me when I was fessing up, they felt stuck too. So they didn't know what to do other than to just forgive it, okay? And over time, it was really messy, all the forgiveness, but it happened. And then I said, I don't want this anymore. Isn't that fucked up? All of that work put into it, and I was like, yep, I don't want this anymore. And I was right, and I'm happy now, and I'm glad that I came to that realization. I'm glad I was honest with myself enough to come to that realization and that I wasn't so stuck. Now, there obviously, like I said, options. So if you're that person that can just kind of look away and turn a blind eye and just pretend that it didn't even happen, then you're that person. And no judgment here, like I said. If that's the person that you want to be, then I support you. I'm behind you. I understand you 110%. Do what makes you happy, but just know that is a super selfish reason to stay with someone. If you choose to leave, which is our second option, if you feel as though leaving is the best thing for you, then walk away. But the person who cheated is the person who will put in the most work into that relationship if they want to make it work, okay? Know your options when you're leaving, but if you feel as though it's entirely unforgivable, that you cannot look past this at all, that you know years from now you're gonna look back at this and be like, I'm so happy because I still don't forgive it, then do what makes you happy. Do what feels right for you, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let any outside factors influence your decision. Let your decision be your decision, and do it from the heart, okay? I always say that. Do it from the heart. Well, I don't always say that on this podcast, but I do always say this. If you are doing the cheating, like I said, please remember that no one's feelings are a game. I know I'm a hypocrite when I say that, but like I said, I learned this the hard way, okay? And I never want to be in that situation again, and I'm also very happy now. And I don't feel as though any of those categories really apply to me because I am happy now. I hope that makes sense. I obviously have questions, and I'm going to answer them the best way that I did and the best way that psychologytoday.com did. So, do people want to get caught? Hell fucking no. Hell no. No, they don't want to get caught. Okay, I'm totally kidding, and I'm being a little bit dramatic, but usually 9 out of 10 times people do not want to get caught. Now, there's those few people who kind of do it intentionally, and they do it in hopes that it will kind of like get their partner's attention, like, hey, I'm doing this, can you please notice me now? Like, I think people who do it are just trying to get the other person's attention when they fess up to it or when they get caught for it. I think it's intentional because it's this is fucked up to say, but it's very easy to get away with it if you're smart enough. But if you get caught up, then you're a dumbass, because if you're cheating in general, you're a dumbass, because don't be with somebody wasting their time when that's what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, even if you feel stuck, walk away. Walk away, or just be honest with the person about it. And if you feel like they won't take it nicely or well at all, then red flag, don't be doing it. Do they want to be with that person if they cheat? Okay, so from the statistics I was reading on psychologytoday.com, I know, it looked as though most of them do not, okay? But there are the few that, of course, do. Now, my father, being somebody that I no longer talk to, it's been months since I've spoken to him, he is with the person that he got caught cheating on my mother with. Does that make sense? So he's with that person now, which is why I don't like her. Even more of a reason why I don't like her. So, most of the time, like I said, like I read, no, they don't want to be with that person. It's just a fling. It's just something to fill the void. Most of the time, they still want to be with the person that they're with. They just want a few things to change. But in that case, they should have communicated that in the first place instead of playing a game and wasting people's times, and you know what I mean? So most of the time, no, they don't want to get caught. But you know what? It really just they don't want to be with that person if they cheat. But it really kind of just depends on how they handle the problems in that relationship. And you can tell by their actions. How are they acting towards you? How are they acting towards problems in their relationship? How are they acting to like the normal tasks that a relationship would have? How are they acknowledging you? Are they still giving you attention? Do they still make you feel beautiful? The biggest thing that I can say when it comes to cheating is actions speak louder than words. I'm gonna say it one more time. Actions speak louder than words. Okay, and I just want that to sink in for a second, because that's what you need to go off of if you decide to stay in a relationship with somebody who cheated and wasn't faithful to you, you know, because it's like breaking a promise. I don't want to be with somebody who breaks a promise. I mean, you know what I mean? So pay attention to their actions. Do not listen to their words, because their words will be, no, I love you. I don't want you to leave me. I don't want to leave you. I want to be with you. All of that stuff, right? But pay attention to how they act. How are they acting about this? Are they giving their undivided attention? Are they gaslighting you? Are they making you feel incompetent? Are they making you feel like your feelings about the situation are wrong? That's how you need to look at this if you decide to stay, or if you decide to leave but you're just kind of like giving them a chance. Pay attention to their actions. It will say a lot about where they stand with you. So, any questions? Just kidding. Thank you for listening to today's topic. I don't know why this is coming out of the box. Maybe because we're so close to the wedding now, but I don't know. So I've learned a lot for me, myself, and like understanding myself. I'm the biggest person when it comes to like independence. Please do not take my independence from me, you know? And I'm also in a legitimate, committed relationship that makes me really happy and that I love, and I don't want to fuck it up. So I think it's just kind of been coming to life, and now that it has, I'm like assessing it, and I wanted to take you guys along with me on the journey. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Twitch and YouTube. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been posting a lot, and I post random shit on TikTok. I have no method to my madness. I kind of do whatever the fuck I feel like. Most of them are transitions, which I'm proud of, and I love that, but I don't know, it's just fun. It just kind of wastes the time, and I'm like, well, I have nothing better to do anyways. So I never got on Twitch last week, speaking of Twitch, because I was just way too tired after work, and I was just like, yep, I'm not doing this. So I literally my Wednesday last week was me watching my own podcast and liking it and putting a comment, which I thought was funny. And I honestly didn't feel like getting on Twitch. I was like, this is too much for me right now. I'm just gonna go to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, but I can't tell you what to do. And I will see you in next week's episode. Be safe, be happy, and be loved. XOXO Jas.